Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our play-by video of Eldritch Horror and Cities in Ruin, where we're just about to do turn 4 after an extremely exciting turn 3. But just before we do, just a little chat about Lily Chen. Now, somebody pointed out that obviously at the end of last turn we had a situation where if you had any improvement tokens and you wanted to keep them, you had to either spend a sanity or a stamina, and Lily spent a stamina, but she was at +2 on that token. Now I read it literally where it says the number of tokens. She only has 1 token, but it is a +2, so there is an argument that she should lose 2 either health or sanity. Now, as I say, I read it literally, which you're pretty much meant to do with these sort of cards. I'm going to take another stamina offer, just in case, but again, this is a situation where FFG haven't, they've allowed ambiguity to come in. It isn't clear. We'll take the stamina off, but really, they should just write the cards better, in my opinion. And there should be no room for ambiguity. They should do some proofreading. But as it is, we'll put Lily down to 3. I think she's going to rest this turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's that sorted out. Next, let's find out what happened previously on Cities in Ruin. Bob arrived to an Arkham in uproar. The place and people seemed to be in the middle of some sort of riot. Tales abounded of a crazy hobo who was rampaging around the city with a fire stick and a devil dog. The merchant district, where Bob's head office was, just seemed to be full of sirens and screams. Bob shut his ears and made his way to where the vision had told him to go. The fog-shrouded island in the middle of the Miskatonic. Bob stepped out of the rowboat that he had stolen and just stared. In front of him was a pulsating portal of eldritch energy, sparking and shorting like a broken radio. Just another door, Bob, he told himself, straightening his tie and quickly shining each shoe behind each calf on his suit. The salesman put on his broadest smile and put his foot in the doorway. So here we are with Bob. So he's all set up. Fortunately, he's lost a couple of health due to the Mythos phase, so he's on 5 health, but he's also got 5 sanity. He's not in a bad way. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a trade, and then I think we will move him back to London. That's the plan anyway. So that's it for Bob. Next up is Lily Chen. Despite the rest that she took and the ultimately successful research that she undertook there, the wilderness was taking its toll on Lily. She had found a nest of some kind of giant eggs. As she had approached the nest, hoping to steal an egg for a meal, she had completely lost control of her body. Lily never lost control of her body that way. She was able to break the control, but it had costed her. She needed to get out of the wilderness. So here we are with Lily. So she's still got 2 focus, which is good. She's down to 3 stamina now, and she's got 4 sanity. But she's okay. She's got quite a lot of talents. She's extremely talented, and she also has that improvement token singular just here, which is set to +2. So her will is excellent now. Still got the protective amulet, and she's still got the reroll with the lucky rabbit's foot. So that is awesome. That is it for Lily. Next up is Ashcan Pete. Arriving in Arkham, Pete found his intuition to be correct. A dimensional gate to another world shimmered in a hidden alleyway. It sucked in much of the surrounding debris. The air around the gate swirled and stirred up trash, making a strange scene of it. Pete approached, fetch stick in hand, and prepared to enter to close this gate. Duke was barking and Pete thought his hound was baying at the gate itself, but then the dog spun and growled. Pete leaped away, narrowly dodging the attack of the flying creature. He spun and pointed the fetch stick at the flying creature out of a nightmare. It was called a Bayaki. And as your light arched from the staff and struck the beast, As the blinding flash faded, there was nothing left of the creature but a spray of gore. Pete stood tall, proud of his easy defeat of the creature. Then, without warning, a massive limb lashed from the gate itself, knocking Pete across the alleyway. Duke leapt on it, gnashing away the best he could. As Pete's sense recovered, he froze in fear, his mind spiralling to near insanity. The indescribably huge creature roared an unearthly sound. Only Duke's growls brought Pete's shattered mind back to reality. He levelled the fetch stick at the thing, just as its massive jaws were about to close on him. With another blast of azure light, the thing screamed. It was mind-numbing, but when the light faded, the creature was gone, leaving behind only a massive puddle of sludge. Duke barked again. Pete could barely move to deal with what was next, but to his surprise it was an old acquaintance, Bob Jenkins. "You okay, Ashcan?" Bob asked. With that, he moved past Ashcan to guard him from anything in the gate. Pete nodded feebly. "Okay, man. I will wrap this up," said Bob, and he dove into the shimmering portal. Right, so, Ashcan, the star of the hour. So he's done brilliantly. He's got a ship ticket. Well, first of all, he's barely alive. He's got 2 stamina and 1 sanity, but we'll do something about that. He's got a couple of clues, ship ticket, a focus. Duke, he's blessed, so hopefully we'll be able to bring him back from the brink. Right, that's it for Ashcan. Next up is Vincent Lee. The moment Vincent touched the sword, the ground started to vibrate and rumble beneath him. Dust started to fall from cracks that appeared in the cave ceiling. Vincent clutched the sword and ran for the entrance. Outside he could see a huge wall of water rushing down the gorge towards him. He took the sword into his belt and he started to climb the cliff face. He just managed to make it high enough as the water crashed beneath him. Exhausted, Vincent collapsed at the top of the cliff. The pain in his head had started again. So here we are with Vincent. So he's doing pretty well, not too bad. He's got 4 stamina, he's got 6 of his sanity, but it's this amnesia condition. I will not... I think the chances of my continually rolling to get away with it, well, that's not going to happen. We do need to get rid of it. So hopefully I will roll well when I try and get rid of it this turn. He's got a focus, and he's got all his usual stuff, including the sword as mentioned. Right, so that is it for Vincent. Let's get on with turn 4 and the action phase. And here we are at the action phase, and our first player for this turn is going to be Bob Jenkins. For his first action he's going to trade. Now he could trade with anybody anywhere on the board because that's one of his special abilities, but as it happens he's just going to do a normal trade with Ashcan Pete, who's right next to him in Arkham. What's he going to trade? Well, he's going to trade the medical journal. And the important thing here is this second point at the bottom. When you perform a rest action, recover 1 additional health, which will be very useful for Ashcan, and it's also why Bob is going to go before him. The other thing he's going to trade is the King James's Bible, and again, if you look at the second point there, when you perform a rest action, recover 1 additional sanity. This will stack with Duke. So he'll get 1 additional sanity for the King James's Bible, 1 additional sanity for Duke, and the sanity he gets from resting. So that will be 3 sanity that we can give back to Ashcan. Hence the trade. So those go to Ashcan. Then for his second action, Bob is going to go to London. Now as part of that, he does have a wanted condition. So let's have a look. Pursuit. You cannot perform acquire assets actions. When you perform a travel action, like he just has, you may roll 1 die. On a 4, 5 or 6, discard this card. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll take a die, and we want a 4, 5 or 6. Come on, Bob. He gets a 3, which isn't good enough. So he keeps his wanted condition. That's bad, because we've got a reckoning coming up. But he will get another chance to avoid whatever's on the flip side, because he will test observation. All the same, I would have preferred to get rid of it. Right, so let's get rid of that. Put it back on his play tray. That is it for Bob. Next up is Lily Chen. And here we are with Lily. First of all, Lily is going to do a travel action, so she's just going to move up here to space 1, so she's within striking distance of San Francisco. Then she is going to rest, and she will recover 1 sanity and 1 stamina. That puts her on 4 stamina and 5 sanity. That is it for Lily Chen and her action phase. Next up is Ashcan Pete. And here we are with Ashcan. Unsurprisingly, his first action is to rest. So he's going to use his King James's Bible, his medical journal and Duke, and he's going to end up getting 2 stamina and 3 sanity back. So that really helps him out. He's now on 4 sanity and 4 health. So that's brilliant. For his second action, he is going to prepare for travel, and he's going to get himself a train ticket. So he'll have a train ticket and a ship ticket now. That is it for Ashcan. Next up is our final player for this particular action phase. That is Vincent Lee. He is down at space 10. And here we are with Vincent. First thing he's going to do is take a rest action, so he will get a stamina back. He's already at full sanity. That'll put him up to 5 stamina. And yes, let's try and get rid of this amnesia condition. We need to roll a die, and we need a 5 or a 6. Come on. A 5, yes. Big sigh of relief from Lawrence there, I think. So we've got rid of this. Oh, thank heavens we got rid of that. Right, so we've got rid of that. And what's he going to do for his second action? Second action, he's going to travel, and he's going to go to space 15 down here, which is Cape Town. So, good stuff. He's on his way to Antarctica. Let's sort this out with the gate, the gas, and there is a clue down there, and there's also a clue here at space 18 on the way. Okay, so that's it for Lawrence. That's it for the action phase. Next up, the encounter phase. And here we are at the encounter phase. First up, it's Bob, and he's in London, and he's going to try and get this clue. So that means a research encounter. So, get the research encounter deck, give it a shuffle, and a cut. And let's see. Well, we're definitely in a city. You evaluate how best to free someone trapped in a collapsed building by a sudden earthquake. Test observation. His observation's rubbish. His observation is 2. I don't think we get any help from anywhere else. I think not. No. So, we just get 2 dice. Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob. That's 6. Awesome. Right. If you pass, you carefully remove debris until the person is freed. Gain this clue and 1 random ally asset from the deck. Woo! Brilliant. We're not interested in the fail, but if anybody wants to read it, there you are. Get rid of that. We get the clue, which we're going to immediately put onto the mystery. That is 3 clues now on the mystery. We need 1 more. And random ally from the asset deck. I believe it said. It did. So we'll give a quick shuffle and a cut, and then we'll keep going till we find a random ally. Okay. Painkillers, no. Blunderbuss, no. Gambler's dice, no. Dynamite, nice, but not an ally. The museum curator, ally. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving a test during an expedition or Mystic Ruins encounter. When you gain this card from the deck or reserve, gain 1 relic unique asset. Cool, we're just getting cards left, right and centre. Let me sort that out. Look at this. Look at that. Okay, these are double-sided, so we'll have to do it off the bottom. Do a shuffle. What is it? 1 relic unique asset we want. So let's pull off the back. That's a task. That's a task. Relic unique asset. This is a relic. There's the word relic. It's an item, ancient sword. Gain +3 strength during combat encounters. When you defeat a monster during a combat encounter, flip this card. So he's got an ancient sword to go with his Winchester and the museum curator, who was obviously hefting a sword around. Okay, so that was an excellent encounter phase for Bob. Next up, we have Lily Chen. And here we are with Lily Chen. And she's going to have a generic city encounter. Can't quite see it. She is hidden behind the San Francisco gate. But she is on Space One, which is a city. So let's get the generic deck. Give it a cut. And have a look at what the city will bring us. You do what you can to alleviate the city's widespread poverty. Test influence. What is her influence? Her influence is 2, which isn't brilliant. Does she get any help? No, but she's got a lucky rabbit's foot and she does have 2 focus. So, 2 dice. Come on, Lily. A 4 and a 3. So we will use a focus. First focus. A 1. That's rubbish. A second focus. Come on. Another 1. What's going on? And we'll have to use the rabbit re-roll. Lucky rabbit's foot. A 5. Oh, just. So we lost 2 focus there, but there you go. There's the importance of having re-rolls. If you pass, the citizens gratefully offer to share their knowledge, gain a talent condition. She's just got loads of talent conditions. Let's just check. Yeah, she's got martial prowess, studious and elusive, so if we pick any of those out, we're just going to have to keep going, because you can't have 2 the same. Right. Okay, so first talent that comes up, righteous is not a talent. Guts is. When resolving a combat encounter, you may gain +2 will during that encounter. If you do, flip this card before resolving the test. Excellent, so she's got guts, but we knew that already. So another excellent encounter. It did cost her 2 of her focus, but that's what it's for, isn't it? Okay, right, that's it for Lily Chen. Next up is Ashcan Pete. And here we are with Ashcan. He's going to have a normal Arkham encounter, so we'll get the North America deck, or the Americas deck, rather. And we'll give it a shuffle, and a cut. And we get Arkham. You try to convince the manager of the First Bank of Arkham to give you access to a particular safety deposit box. Influence -1. His influence is 1. And yeah, he doesn't get any help. He does have practiced, in fact. So we're going to use practiced, and he gets an additional die, and he will get a re-roll. So he's going to get 2. And that's good, because remember, he's blessed. So he's going to get 2 blue dice. And he passes on both of those, because he is an absolute beast. What a start. If you pass, you find a legendary treasure. Gain 1 magical artifact. Woo! So, fabulous. We are doing awesome. So, artifacts coming up. Has to have the keyword magical. So, let's see what comes up. The Massa de Requiem. No, that's not magical. Elixir of Life. No, that hasn't got magical on it either. Necronomicon hasn't. Here's an item that's magical. The Satchel of the Void. You cannot gain a lost in time and space condition unless you choose to. Action. Look at the top gate in the gate stack. Gain 1 clue if that gate corresponds to the current omen. Well, we always know what the top gate stack is. Yes? So we can, because we turn it over with the Otherworld Codex every time. So, you know, if we ever need a clue and we've got a corresponding omen, woohoo! So that's the Satchel of the Void. There's better ones out there, but it's better than nothing. And nothing bad happened, which is always a bonus in this game. Right, oh, that is it for Ashcan. Next up is Vincent Lee. And here we are with Vincent Lee. He is also going to have a generic city encounter, so get this deck out again, and we'll do the same. And I'll turn it the right way around. There we go. So it's a city. A rich heir wants someone to fulfill his father's dying wish. He will not trust anyone who does not come highly recommended. So that is an influence test. Let's check out his influence. His influence is 3, so that isn't too bad, and he is composed. So 3 dice, and we can re-roll if we don't get a 1. And he has a focus anyway. 5 is a success. That's wilderness. If you pass, gain 1 task unique asset. Awesome. So again, not a bad set of encounters this turn. 1 task unique asset. Got to get the huge deck. Do a cut, and then we will pick off the bottom till we get a task unique asset, and we get a courier run straight off. Task: when you gain this card from the deck, place 1 random clue that corresponds to a city space face up on this card. Right, let's put that there. Put this back. So keep pulling out clues till we get a city one. Space 14. Space 14 is a city space. It's Helsinki or something or other up there in Scandinavia. So we'll put this onto his player tray. Come on, focus. After resolving a location encounter on that space, flip this card. Right, so he's got Courier Run. Put that on his player tray. Good stuff. Righto, so that is it for Vincent Lee. That is it for the encounter phase. Next up, oh yes, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the Mythos phase. So let's get a Mythos card. We know we're going to get a Reckoning, which are always fun. So flick it over. Yes, first of all, we've got Omen Track movement. So we move onto a red Sunburst. That is fine. We have no red Sunburst gates. We've got a green Comet and we've got a blue Constellation. So no Doom movement. Then we get our good old Reckoning. So let's get our little card and let's have a look. Right, Resolve Reckoning. Effects on components in this order. Monsters first. So we've got a Ghast with no reckoning, and we have a Carrier Night Gaunt with no reckoning, so that's fine. After that, it's the Ancient One, which isn't so fine, because he has nastiness for us. Should he? Each investigator loses a total of 2 health and or sanity. So we'll do it in order. So I think Bob will lose 1 of each. So he will go down to 4 and 4. After Bob, it is Lily. I think Lily will do the same. She'll go down to 3 health and 4 sanity. Then it is Ashcan Pete. He'll lose 1 of each. So he is now at 3 health and 3 sanity. And finally, we have Vincent. What Vincent's going to do is he's going to be cunning, is Vincent. He has bandages. You may discard this card to prevent an investigator on your space from losing up to 2 health. So he's going to do that. He's going to spend 2 health, and then he's also going to spend bandages, so he doesn't lose anything. So he will discard that. And that is that done. Shoot Mel, we do not like you. Mythos cards, well, we got rid of our rumours, so that's fine. Possessions and conditions are next, which is bad news, I think, for Bob. So Bob goes first. What does he have? He has his wanted condition, and that is it. But it's bad enough. So he's got to roll observation, and he's only got 2 observation. Come on, Bob, you can do it, mate. He can't do it. 2 3s. Let's find out what the bad news is. Test observation. If you fail, flip this card. Police raid. Typical. The lawmen quickly put you in handcuffs and search your room for evidence. Gain a detained condition and impair. It's a good job his influence is so good. But we've got a detained condition and we've got to impair our influence. Cobblers. Right. Influence. Where is it? Here it is. So impairs his influence by 1, and he gets a detained condition. We can get rid of wanted anyway, and we'll get a detained condition. These are the detains along with lost in time and space. Yeah, the restrictions. Right, so get our first detained condition. Lost in time and space. Detained. So he's detained. What he's also going to do, though, in one minor silver lining to all this, is he's going to use visions and flick this over, yes. But let's first see what it is. You cannot move or perform actions other than the action on this card. Instead of resolving an encounter, flip this card. Local action, test influence. If you pass, discard this card. Well, we're going to use visions anyway to see the bad news on the back. Starved for weeks. This is London. This is the British police. It's a disgrace. You are kept in a small cell without food for weeks. Every day your captors interrogate you for information. Spend 1 clue or test strength -1. If you fail when you are finally released, you are ravenous. Lose 2 health and gain a hunger condition, then discard this card. Well, I don't like that. We shall try and get rid of this. At least, even though they impaired our influence, the gits, at least we've still got a fantastic influence. We should be able to get rid of this card. Right, he's got detained. Boo! But that means we can have a look at visions. And we flip this over. We look at 2 gates, top 2 gates on the gate stack. We already know about the pyramids. We'll keep that. What's coming up next is the Himalayas. The Himalayas is out of the way. I do not like the Himalayas, so that's going on the bottom. Yeah, so we'll keep the pyramids, because that's still quite close to somebody like Bob, for example. But, yeah, the Himalayas, don't like that. So we'll give him his visions back. And yes, it's working out quite well, this, with these gates. Yeah, if you have a look at the Himalayas, you can see it is a real pain to get to, because you can only get there through local paths. So it's a bit of a nightmare. Right, so that is it for Bob. Who is next up? It is Lily Chen. Does she have any reckoning stuff? No, she does not. So it's okay with Lily. We have reckoning card for Pete, because obviously he is blessed. So he's got a roll. We would like to keep this. Come on. A 3. He does keep it. That's great. So he remains blessed. Put that back. And finally we have Vincent. Vincent has no reckonings. So we are funky. So apart from that detained condition, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, we've done pretty well there. Okay, right. So that is the reckonings done, I think. Let me just check my card. Yes, we're done. And then we spawn a gate, which is going to be the pyramids. So take the pyramids, put it on a stand. It's a blue constellation, so we're going to lose 2 doom. We might want to shut a gate, but hopefully we'll be able to shut San Francisco next turn. Mind you, that's a green comet, so that's not really going to help us, is it? Yes, we could do with shutting one of these. I suppose it depends on if Bob... No, Bob, not even Bob can make it. So that is a bit of a downer. Oh well, so we're going to have a disaster kick-off next time, I think. Oh, mind you, it depends. If we don't get a reckoning... if we don't get an omen trap movement, we might get away with it. But yes, bummer. Okay, so pyramids, we need a monster. Monster. And we get... What do we get? A Chthonian. I hate these guys. It's very thematic, but I hate them. It's got a tentacle coming out of an egg. I think it goes to the heart of Africa. It does. But look at that. 4 toughness. -1 on the horror check. -2 on the combat check. 2 sanity. 3 health. Ugh. I hate them. I do not like them at all. And it goes to the heart of Africa. So there we go. Shuddy has got one of his followers on the board. Right, okay. So that is it for the... Oh, no it isn't. We have the Otherworld Codex. Shanghai. So Shanghai will be coming up next. Good thing about Shanghai is it is a red sunburst, and we're on a red sunburst already, so we should avoid that. Okay, so that is it, is it not, for gates? It is. Right, so let's get back to this and let's read it. Sitting down for a simple meal in a restaurant, it strikes you how alien the people around you seem. After everything you've seen and all the arcane secrets you have learned, can you really truly think of yourself as one of them? The maitre d' asks you to please stop carving into the table with the knife. Treacherous magic. Ooh. Event. Each investigator may discard any number of spells, then he loses 1 sanity for each spell he has. I don't think we've got any. I think we've got away with this. Each investigator that lost sanity from this effect also gains a madness condition. I don't think we've got any spells, have we? If we have, we're getting rid of them. Don't want a madness condition. No, we've got no spells whatsoever. Woohoo! Ah! So, nice try, but unlucky, son. Okay, so that is the end of the Mythos phase. It's slightly bad in that we've got a detained condition for Bob, but hopefully, even though his influence has been impaired, he should be able to get out of that. So I'm hoping he will get out of that. Other than that, we got a clue onto our mystery. We only need to put 1 more on. So having a look, see where we can get a clue from. There's a clue down here that Vincent can get to, and I think Ashcan could get to Space 13. He does have a ship ticket, so he could travel to London, spend his ship ticket and get to Space 13. That's a possibility. So we should be able to, well, hopefully be able to get rid of the mystery next turn. We really do need to crack on with that. As I keep saying, you don't win Jack without solving mysteries. The other problem is the gates that are open. We need to shut one. Now, we'll probably be able to shut San Francisco next turn. Lily Chen's right next to it. And if Lily Chen stays over here, she should be able to get to Shanghai quite easily as well once this gate sort of propagates. And eventually, Vincent is going to get to Antarctica. But I think we are, if we get Omen Trap movement, we've got 2 blue constellation gates. We're going to end up going to Space 14 on the Doom track up there, which, as you can see, has an Eldritch token on it, which means a disaster, and they are never good. So for all our doing brilliantly in turn 3, and not doing too bad in turn 4, to be honest, there's still a chance we are going to get a horrible disaster, and things will start going south from there pretty quickly once that starts. So we're going to have to, I think, definitely solve that mystery next turn. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the help and support. Thanks for the subscriptions, the views, the likes, the dislikes. Just thank you very much for watching. Thanks everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to view the videos over there, and to everybody on BGG who has liked a thread with a video in it or made a comment, and of course all you guys who have made comments down below. As ever, if you've noticed any errors, please let me know. Any that I haven't caught myself, and I will endeavour to fix them. Other than that, I think, yes, that is it. So, yes, thank you for watching turn 4. I hope you join me for turn 5. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.